Have you ever wondered why the Palestine issue seems to be an endless problem? Our journey begins in the late 19th century with the birth of the Zionist movement. This was a campaign by Jews across Europe, longing for a homeland of their own, a sanctuary from the discrimination they faced. This longing found form in the Balfour Declaration of 1917, a British promise to establish a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine. Fast forward to 1948, and the State of Israel was born. But this birth was not a joyous one. It was marked by displacement, as hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were uprooted from their homes. This was coupled with conflict, as neighboring Arab nations rejected this new state. These early years set the stage for an issue that has persisted, morphed, and deepened over time. And so the seeds of the Palestine issue were sown, paving the way for a century-long conflict. As the decades rolled on, the world witnessed a confluence of war, diplomacy, and missed opportunities. The tides of history brought the Israeli-Palestinian conflict into a whirlwind of tumultuous events, each leaving an indelible mark on the landscape of the region. In the heat of June 1967, the Six-Day War erupted. Israel's preemptive strike against Egypt, Syria, and Jordan led to a swift victory, and in the process, Israel seized control of the West Bank, East Jerusalem, the Gaza Strip, and the Golan Heights. This war was a turning point as it marked the beginning of Israel's occupation of Palestinian territories, an issue that continues to fuel the conflict today. Fast forward to 1973, and the Yom Kippur War broke the relative peace. On the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, Egypt and Syria launched a surprise attack on Israel, seeking to regain territories lost in the Six-Day War. The war ended in a military stalemate, but it led to a significant diplomatic breakthrough. This breakthrough came in the form of the 1978 Camp David Accords. Under the watchful eyes of US President Jimmy Carter, Egyptian President Anwar Sadat, and Israeli Prime Minister Menachem, Begin negotiated a peace treaty. Egypt became the first Arab nation to recognize Israel, yet the accords largely sidestepped the issue of Palestinian self-determination. The 1990s brought hope with the Oslo Accords, a set of agreements aimed at achieving a peace treaty based on the United Nations resolutions. The accords proposed a gradual ceding of control over the West Bank and Gaza Strip to the Palestinians. However, it was a deal fraught with controversy and disagreement, and the optimism was short-lived. These events, filled with hope and despair, have shaped and reshaped the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The aftermath of wars and the negotiations of peace accords have created an intricate, complex situation that defies easy solutions. Despite numerous attempts to resolve the issue, the peace processes often ended in impasse. The echoes of these middle years continue to reverberate in the present, shaping the future of the conflict. Fast forward to the present day, and we find ourselves in a seemingly perpetual stalemate. The stage is set with a complex tableau of politics, religion, and historical grievances. Recent conflicts have only added fuel to the fire, escalating tensions and further entrenching divisions. Jerusalem, a city of immense historical and religious significance, remains a hotbed of contention. Both Palestinians and Israelis claim it as their capital, yet its status remains internationally unrecognized. This disputed city, steeped in history and faith, is a microcosm of the larger conflict, reflecting the deep-seated issues that make a peaceful resolution so elusive. The international community, meanwhile, is caught in a delicate balancing act. On one hand, there's the recognition of Israel's right to exist and defend itself. On the other, there's a growing awareness of the plight of Palestinians living under occupation and in a constant state of conflict. However, the interplay of global politics, regional alliances, and national interests often hampers decisive action, leaving the situation in a perpetual deadlock. There are no easy answers, no quick fixes. The complexities run deep, involving not just territorial disputes, but also issues of identity, sovereignty, and self-determination. These factors intertwine in a Gordian knot, seemingly impossible to untangle, and making it difficult to envision a comprehensive, lasting resolution. In this gridlock, the people of Palestine continue to live in a state of uncertainty and conflict. So is the Palestine issue indeed an endless problem? In the course of this discourse, we've traversed the origins, the middle years of war and diplomacy, and the current stalemate. We've seen the intricate complexities, the historical baggage, the deep-seated grievances that make this issue a difficult knot to untangle. Yet we must remember, even the Gordian knot was eventually untied. While the path to peace remains elusive, the hope for a just resolution endures. After all, history has shown us that even the most entrenched conflicts can find a resolution.